This is Violin 2 of Nino, Lindo. So a couple things about this piece to pay attention to. The two main things are actually the key signature and the time signature. Okay, so let's talk about the key signature real fast. The key signature is between the treble clef, so here's our treble clef. That's the key signature with the little flat in there, and then the time signature. So what we have to pay attention to is this flat. That's a B flat. I'm going to show you how to play B flat. You don't actually have to play any B flats in this piece, but it's good for you to know where they are because we'll probably be mentioning that in other group class videos, okay? So normally our first finger goes right here on the A string, normal on the tape, it's a B, all right? Now a flat takes the note and makes it go down a half step. So I call it an inchworm, all right? So you're going to take your hand, you're going to keep that nice long line that we always have, straight line from pinky to elbow, and we're just going to inchworm our first finger back without collapsing our whole entire hand, okay? We don't want to collapse the whole entire hand. We want one part to stay, which is our third finger, just like an inchworm. One part stays where it's at, and the other part extends, and this is the part that's different than an inchworm. An inchworm will then take itself down. We're going to stay here and only inchworm our first finger back and forth, keeping this straight line, okay? So in fact, practice that with me. Put your violin up. Place all three fingers on the A string, 1, 2, 3. Inchworm that first finger back, now forward. Back, now forward. Okay, so that's what we call low 1, B flat. I call it the inchworm, all right? So that's what I'll refer to it as. Now, the other thing about D minor, which is the key signature that we're in, which has a B flat, D minor has low 2s on the D string because high 2 is F sharp. There's not an F sharp in this piece. It's F natural. So normally our third finger and our second finger are buddies, but in the key of D minor, we're going to take our second finger down and have a low 2. All right, so this is low 2 on the D string. I'm going to just play it for you so you can hear it, and then I'm going to have you join me. So it's going to go D, E, F natural, which is low 2, G, A, and the other note that we're using in this piece is D, third finger on the A string. Okay, can you play that with me? Here we go. D, violin's up, open D. E, first finger. F, low 2. G, third finger. Open A. And then third finger on the A string, which is D. Okay, so those are the only notes that you're using. You're only using 5 notes. Okay, so I'm going to play the beginning for you so you can hear it. We start right off the bat on that F. So it's a low 2. I'm going to place my first finger and my second finger. And I'm going to always remember that there's going to be buddies in this piece, all right? Now, the second part that's difficult about this piece is the time signature, which is like the fraction-looking thing with the numbers here at the beginning. This is called 6/8. That top number tells us that there are 6 pulses in the measure, and the 8 tells us that the 8th note gets 1 pulse, okay? So, it's easier to just listen to and kind of feel it. So I'm going to play it for you. I'm going to count so you can hear it. But just listen so you can kind of feel it. I'll play up to measure 13. Ready? And listening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stop. A, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rest. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now, one more thing to notice. In measure 8, hold up my music again so you can see it. In measure 8, there's this little thing right there, okay? That's called an 8th rest, and that means we have to stop our bow. It's a pulse of silence. So music is much more powerful when it's not just noise, but also when we mix in silence. And that's one of the things that's really cool about this piece. So we have to make sure we stop our bow so there's silence on that first pulse. So listen again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, happens all throughout the piece, so you have to be aware of that. Measure 8, and it happens in measure 12, it happens in measure 20, so always stop your bow on that 8th rest. If you need to, you can take a highlighter and mark that so you can remember it, okay? So let's just try, starting at the beginning, we're going to start that beginning part and go up to measure 13, then we'll stop it, I'll give you a few more notes, all right? Here we go, beginning, 1, 2, 3, ready, F, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stop. A, A. 1, 2, 3, F, 2, 3, F, 2, 3, D, 2, 3, F, 2, 3, D, 2, 3. Rest. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slow, bow, and circle off. Okay, now, how'd you do? If you felt like that was good, keep going. If you're like, I don't know about that, go ahead and rewind or you don't have to rewind. Go back in the video and you can play it again, slowly with me, okay? Now, grab a pencil. If you have a pencil, grab a pencil. At measure 13, we're actually going to do a circle set. So in my music, I literally drew a circle, so I would remember to do it. And then draw a down bow on the first note of measure 14. I'll show it to you in my music so you can see. Right here, it happens at measure 13. And then we're going to do a down bow at 14. Same thing right underneath it. So in measure 21, we're going to do a circle set and a down bow. Okay, so go ahead and write that in so you don't forget. And we're going to start at measure 14. So the name of that note is on the second line of the staff. The name of the second line of the staff is G. We play that third finger on the D string. Okay, so we're going to set our fingers all the way from the bottom. So we're going to set our 1, which is E, low 2, which is F, and third finger on G. Okay, so go ahead and set yourself up for that. Now we're going to start at measure 14. You can listen to it once if you want, or go ahead and play it with me. 1, 2, 3, 14. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rest. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Open D. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rest. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Circle set. D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now F. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rest. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rest. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now this next section repeats itself, okay? So it repeats itself in the middle. We don't normally see this, but in this music, that's how it was set up. So right here in measure 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and measure 30, we have a repeat sign, okay? So it starts right there, and it goes, and you play, 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 and then you see this other repeat sign. So they want you to go back here and play this part again, okay? And then you go on the second time, all right? So we're going to start right on that repeat. Now, here's the funny thing about this repeat. We're used to starting on down bows, but we're actually going to start it on an up bow. So if you want to, you can go ahead and write that in, but this is going to start on an up bow at measure 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, so open D, measure 30. 1, 2, 3, open D, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slow, oh, bow, 4, 5, 6. Open D. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's a circle off, and you also need to draw in a circle set right there, okay? And then you would go back and do the repeat. I guess for the repeat you don't circle set, but when you go on, you're going to do a circle set, which we can practice that more when in a leader group class, okay? So, now, the thing that's cool about this piece is it just repeats itself. So I know it looks kind of scary because there's lots of music, but literally it just repeats itself, I think, 3 or 4 times. So once you learn up to measure 40, measure 39, you basically have the whole song learned, okay? Here's the deal though, you need to watch the roadmap video so you can make sure you know where you're at in the music, because it does get kind of confusing sometimes when you play it with the group class video. So watch that roadmap video so you know where to go in your music, but you already know all the notes. And I can't wait to hear you guys play it. Have fun!